Most people think getting rich means buying a Lambo, a mansion, and a Rolex. That's not what rich people actually do first. The truth is, the moment your income jumps, whether it's a raise, a new job, a side hustle that took off, or your business finally turning a profit, there are 20 specific things you need to upgrade immediately. Not luxury items, not flexes. These are the boring, invisible upgrades that protect your money, grow your money, and make sure this new income doesn't slip through your fingers like it does for 78% of high earners who still live paycheck to paycheck. I've broken this down into 20 upgrades, in the exact order you should do them. Stick around to number 1, because that's the one almost nobody does, and it's the one that actually makes you wealthy instead of just look wealthy. Let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome to Chris Builds Wealth. Every week I break down how money actually works. Real math, no fluff, no just stop buying coffee advice. If that sounds like your kind of channel, hit subscribe, because by the end of this video, you're going to want to bookmark it and come back to it every time your income changes. Let's start with the one most people get completely backwards. 20. Your emergency fund. When money was tight, a $1,000 emergency fund felt like a fortress. But your emergency fund should scale with your lifestyle, not stay frozen in time. The rule of thumb: 3 to 6 months of your new expenses, not your old ones. If your income doubled, your emergency fund needs to double too, because your lifestyle risk doubled with it. 19. Your bank itself. Most people bank wherever their parents opened their first account. Big banks pay you basically nothing. Some savings accounts are still sitting at 0.01% APY. Once you have real money moving, upgrade to a high-yield savings account. We're talking the difference between earning $1 a year on $10,000 versus earning $400 plus a year on that same $10,000, completely passively, for doing nothing but switching banks. 18. Your insurance coverage. This is the least exciting upgrade on this list, and one of the most important. When you had nothing, insurance didn't matter much. There was nothing to protect. Now you have income, maybe assets, maybe dependents, health insurance, disability insurance, and if anyone depends on your income, term life insurance. One bad accident without the right coverage can undo 5 years of financial progress overnight. 17. Your budgeting system. The app or spreadsheet that worked when you were tracking $2,000 a month won't cut it when you're managing multiple income streams, investments, and irregular expenses. Upgrade to a system that tracks net worth, not just monthly cash flow. Your goal shifts from, did I overspend, to is my net worth trending up? 16. Your credit strategy. More income means better credit card offers, and better cards mean real cash back and travel rewards on money you're already spending. But the upgrade isn't just get a fancier card. It's making sure you're using credit as a tool, not a crutch, and paying it off in full every single month. 15. Your retirement contribution rate. Here's a mistake almost everyone makes. They get a raise and their lifestyle grows, but their 401k contribution percentage stays exactly the same. If you're contributing 6% at $50,000 a year, you should be contributing more than 6% at $80,000 a year because you don't feel the money you never see. This is called a save more tomorrow strategy, and it's one of the easiest ways to get rich without ever noticing the sacrifice. 14. Your tax strategy. When you're broke, taxes are simple. You take the standard deduction and move on. Once real money starts coming in, especially from a side hustle or business, an accountant isn't a luxury, it's a return on investment. A good CPA doesn't just file your taxes, they find deductions and structures that can legally save you thousands. This is one of the only upgrades on this list that can actually pay for itself many times over. 13. Your investment accounts. A basic brokerage account with a few index funds is a great start. But once your income grows, it's time to make sure you're using every tax-advantaged account available to you. A Roth IRA, an HSA, if you have a high-deductible health plan, and maxing out your 401k match at minimum. These accounts are legally free money and tax savings that most people leave completely untouched. 12. Your housing situation. Notice I didn't say upgrade your house. I said upgrade your housing situation. Sometimes that means moving, but often it means renegotiating your rent, refinancing your mortgage if rates dropped, or simply running the real math on renting versus buying again, because your numbers have changed. If you want the full breakdown on that, I've got a whole video on renting versus buying, the real math, linked at the end. 11. Your debt payoff plan. When money was tight, minimum payments were survival. Now that you have breathing room, it's time to attack high-interest debt aggressively. Credit cards first, then anything above roughly 7%. Every dollar you put toward a 22% credit card is a guaranteed 22% return. No investment on earth beats that. 10. Your financial education. This sounds soft, but it's real. The financial decisions that make sense at $40,000 a year are different from the ones that make sense at $100,000 or $200,000 a year. Tax brackets change, investment options open up. What worked before might now be costing you money. Upgrade what you're reading, watching, and learning to match your new financial reality. 9. Your estate basics. Nobody wants to think about this, but once you have real assets, savings, investments, property, you need a will and, if you have dependents, beneficiary designations that are actually up to date. This isn't about being rich. It's about making sure the people you love aren't stuck in legal limbo if something happens to you. 8. Your network. This one's uncomfortable to say out loud, but it's true. Your environment shapes your financial habits more than your willpower does. As your income grows, seek out people who talk about investing, building, and growing, not just spending. You don't have to cut anyone off, but who you spend the most time with will quietly become your financial ceiling or your financial floor. 7. Your income streams. One income source, no matter how good, is still a single point of failure. Once your primary income stabilizes, the next upgrade is diversifying. A side business, dividend investing, real estate, freelance work in your skill set. The goal isn't to work more hours, it's to make sure your household never depends on one single paycheck ever again. 6. Your contracts and negotiations. Once you have leverage, savings, options, a stable position, you can negotiate harder. Salary, freelance rates, even bills like your phone plan or car insurance. Most companies have a win-back price they'll offer if you simply call and ask. People who never negotiate leave thousands of dollars a year on the table without even realizing it. 5. Your spending awareness, not your spending limit. This is a subtle but important shift. As your income grows, you don't need to track every single dollar the way you did before. But you do need monthly awareness, a 20-minute check-in where you look at where the money actually went. Lifestyle creep doesn't happen in one big purchase. It happens $40 at a time, completely unnoticed, until a year later you're saving less at double the income. 4. Your financial goals. Get out of debt and build an emergency fund are starter goals. Once you've hit them, you need new targets, a net worth number, a target retirement age, a specific investment portfolio size. Money without a destination just evaporates into slightly nicer stuff. Money with a target compounds into freedom. 3. Your protection from yourself. This one surprises people. The richer you get, the more you need automatic systems that remove decisions from your hands. Automate your savings, automate your investing, automate your bill payments. Willpower is unreliable. Automation is not. The wealthiest people I know don't have more discipline than everyone else. They just automated the discipline away. 2. Your definition of enough. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Income rising without a defined enough is exactly how lifestyle inflation eats every raise you'll ever get. Decide, in writing, what enough looks like for your car, your home, your vacations. Not to limit yourself forever, but so that extra income has somewhere intentional to go, instead of just filling whatever gap your habits create. 1. Your relationship with money itself. This is the one almost nobody upgrades, and it's the one that determines everything else on this list. If you grew up associating money with stress, scarcity, or fear, more income doesn't fix that. It just gives that fear more fuel. People with a scarcity mindset who suddenly make more money often spend it just as fast, because subconsciously, having money feels unfamiliar and uncomfortable. The real upgrade, the one underneath all 19 others, is learning to see money as a tool you direct on purpose, instead of something that just happens to you. Every upgrade on this list is easy to implement on paper, but none of them stick if your underlying relationship with money hasn't changed too. So to recap, the moment your income grows, don't just upgrade your car or your apartment. Upgrade your emergency fund, your bank, your insurance, your tax strategy, your investment accounts, and above everything else, your relationship with money. If you want the deep dive on upgrade number 12, renting versus buying, the real math, I've got the full video linked right here. And if this helped you, subscribe to Chris Builds Wealth, because every week I'm breaking down exactly how money actually works. No fluff, just the real numbers. I'll see you in the next one.